Hey love lovers, hello everyone. So this one is very important because it will show some key differences between when someone is using a Placidus system and someone is using a whole system, as well as when someone is using a tropical system and the other one is using a sidereal. Okay, so we're gonna be using a celebrity profile. To book your session and to know about your love life, please don't hesitate to click the link below and see the options that I offer. I'm sure there'll be one that will be relevant to your questions and to solve your love life issues or relationships. All right. So we're going to start. Let's start. I'm choosing to use the chart of Britney Spears because her life has been widely publicized. Like, her struggles have been publicized. So basically, we all going to have a good reference in terms of seeing the differences, right, when the two systems are used. Basically, when the four systems are used, because here I'm using on my right here, this is a tropical or western system, which is also using the Placidus house system. And then on my right, I said right, on my left, so on my right now I'm using here the sidereal, which is usually used in the Asian countries, India, and within it I'm using the Wholesign system. So basically, this is what is going to show us in this lesson today, the differences, the key differences, and then you can decide which one works best for you and which one you want to apply in your life to know the true meanings about your life, your love life, your school life, your family life, all of these things, right? Because it's very important. The more we know ourselves, the more we know about ourselves, the better, we move on in this life, and the better we can do our karmas and our dharmas in this lifetime, right? So I want to thank the love lover who asked for this lesson, because this is very important, and I do know that the lover that asked for this is a premium subscriber, but I chose not to release this video under the premium subscriptions, because I really want a lot of people to see the differences and to know, so that a lot of people can learn and can find a path that will lead them closer to knowing about who they are, to knowing about their purpose in this lifetime, to knowing about their families, how to heal their families, heal themselves, and heal our communities, right? So I'm going to literally look at the differences, the three key differences in these charts, and these charts will then help us to answer, or I don't know, like to reveal a system that is more closer to knowing who we are on this earth. And so like, for example, three things I said, right, that we're going to look at, and we're not going to make the video long. These will answer the questions. These will reveal which systems are more suitable to you, right? Okay, first of all, Britney Spears, from the Western Placidus and Placidus house system, Western system plus Placidus house system, Britney Spears is a Libra ascendant, right? And then on the sidereal Indian and whole sign house system, Britney Spears is what? Is a Virgo ascendant. Just by this, I could literally stop here, because just from these two these two ascendant placements, if you guys know, okay, some people really don't know the depths of, you know, the meanings of these ascendants, but those who know, they could stop here and just say, okay, we see which system we should use, right? When we're talking about a Libra ascendant, we are expecting, a lot of beauty, a lot of imbalances. You know, somebody said to me, why are you saying imbalance when it comes to Libra? I mean, a scale. When we're talking about a Libra, we are talking about a scale. A scale is always being balanced. Okay, so that is what a Libra sign is all about. It's all about balancing out life, balancing out whichever house is focusing on, right? It doesn't mean it's already balanced, because if it was already balanced, then these people would have a perfect life. They would have no problems in this lifetime. They would have no issues to deal with, right? But because this is a scale, you are always trying to balance something. You're putting one thing on the left side, and then you want to equate it to the right, and you keep doing this throughout the life. This is why I said in the previous videos that the Libra sign is not balanced, okay? And I do understand the person who responded with a sarcastic comment, which I love. Because I love sarcasm. I mean, I'm a Gemini, so if you're gonna throw a sarcastic comment, I will enjoy it, okay? So I laughed a lot when I saw that, right? But anyway, that's what it's all about. But when you're talking about now the Virgo ascendant from the Indian sidereal side, when we're talking about a Virgo ascendant, we are talking about somebody who is... Actually, before I talk about the Virgo ascendant, because I do know that I have love lovers who are in my research group, like, because, you know, I do have a research group where we talk with other love lovers privately on Telegram and all of that. I've never said this, so I want to give a disclaimer, because now I'm going to talk about something very deep and something that is not highly talked about within our community of astrology, right? When we're talking about a Virgo ascendant, we are talking about somebody who is facing a whole lot of problems. So immediately when you see somebody who with a Virgo ascendant, in the back of your mind, you must always know that there are a lot of issues, lots of problems that this person faces. Why is that? There is a theory, and the theory is that because a Virgo, actually, okay, for the theory part, I will just maybe send out a note. Yes, I will write an article and send out an article for the premium subscribers, because it's a very, very deep note, and not something widely discussed within our community. But there's a reason why a Virgo ascendant is the most ascendant to highly face problems in this lifetime. And when we're talking about Britney Spears, we can say, yes, you know, she's been trying to balance her life, you know, throughout her life. But at the same time, when you're looking at the Virgo ascendant and the meaning of the Virgo ascendant, you would agree that she is a Virgo ascendant, simply because of, you know, the obstacles she's facing in her life. But I will explain further to the premium subscribers, like the whole situation, right? Sorry about my voice. You know, I always have those days when my voice is just so weird, and I'm experiencing that today. And but anyway, so for those who know, they can just say, okay, Virgo ascendant, definitely it fits the life of Britney Spears, right? And now I want you to go and focus on her fourth house, right? Her fourth house on the Placidus slash Western tropical system. She's got her Ketu and she's got her Venus in the fourth house. And then on the sidereal Indian side, whole sign, she's got she only has Neptune there, right? Fine. When it comes to Venus, Venus could fit in both systems and both house placements as well. So Venus in the 4th house, Venus in the 5th house, when it comes to her life, they could fit in any way. So we're not going to focus on that difference, right? But we have to focus on get to know, right? Because when it comes to the home life, we do know that she was, obviously separated from her family for some time due to, the problems, the litigations and all of that, right? So with Ketu, we could say, oh, okay, maybe it fits in that aspect, but it's not always been like that, okay? We know that her mom has been in her life for most of her childhood, just up until, the other problems started, right? So in that instant, the Ketu part in the 4th house here doesn't really fit. But where does it fit? It does fit for the 5th house, because we do know that she lost her children, the custody of her children to her ex-husband, and she's not been able to raise her own children because Ketu is there separating her from her children. So if we're comparing the two, like the strong part, we could say Ketu in the 5th house is gaining more strength here, right? Another clear indication is that obviously she's had disputes with her own children, and Ketu does this, within the 5th house. So again, another indication, another huge indication of Ketu fitting in the 5th house. The winning point here is actually the Pluto. Now we're going to really see the huge difference between these two house systems and two sidereal astrology systems, right? Look at the Pluto. The Pluto is in the 1st house when it comes to the tropical westerns with the Placidus house system, and when it comes to the sidereal Indian with the Pluto in the 2nd house, looking, using the Wholesign House system, we can see the difference, right? What is the difference? The difference is that when Pluto is in the 1st house, the transformations are experienced physically within the person, and they going throughout their lifetime, right? Experiencing all these things that are relating to their 8th house. Yes, Britney Spears has gone through some transformations, such as, cutting her hair, but who doesn't cut their hair? Yes, she's experienced tremendous alleged abuses, but a lot of people do. So again, it's not necessarily a placement for this. However, now when we look closer to the Pluto in the 2nd house, looking at the Indian sidereal / whole sign, when it comes to the house system, we see Pluto in the 2nd house. Pluto in the 2nd house will give power struggles, and troubles, really, and fights and legal disputes relating to finances, relating to resources, right? Do we not know this? We do know that her father been, the overbearing power over her money, over her resources, her barring her from accessing her own money, from accessing her own resources for many years, right? So again, we see that Pluto in the 2nd house can also put a lot of disputes within the family background, and which is here playing out again when it comes to her own case. Lots of problems with the family, lots of fights, and lots of ups and downs, and this has happened in her own family or with her own family. Just something I just forgot. Ketu in the 5th house does not only give problems with the children that you have, but it also gives with the siblings as well. And she's also had a long breakdown in terms of a relationship with her sister Jamie. We do remember this, right? So, what would then the Neptune do in the fourth house? The Neptune is, remember, guys, what I always say, that the Neptune is like an illusionary thing. It just gives a vague idea of what the house or the planet that it conjuncts with. It covers the actual truth about the house. It covers the actual truth about the planet if it's conjunct with the planet. And here we see in the fourth house is given a whole lot of misunderstandings between these two families, right? So, between her and her family and her parents, particularly her mother, not knowing that her own mother had been doing some stuff that are against her own, will. Her own, well-being for a long time. And she discovered that, and then she revealed in 2023 that she was shocked to find out that her own mom, was doing a lot of stuff in the background. And again, like Neptune, mother's house, fourth house, again it fits, right? So just from these places, because I'm not going to look at the other placements, because as you can see, they're all similar, they're all the same. You have Jupiter in the second house for both systems, it doesn't move. Mars in the 12th house, both systems, it doesn't move. So I just now looked at the differences to show you guys like the actual difference when you use the systems, and how you could easily make a mistake in an analysis. And in this term, she's not a Libra ascendant, she's a Virgo ascendant. And by this, then you're able to decipher properly her partner, her love life, because obviously everything changes. The seventh house changes, because if she's a Libra ascendant, you're going to say, her partner is like an Aries type of a person, but whereas they are more like a Pisces, elusive people who changes, who are like in a camouflage, who are two-sided, people, as, we saw, of course, with her ex-husband. Just now, lessons from languages, right? The word Placidus, it's coming obviously from Latin, right? Latin en français. But it's a Latin word which means douce, which means soft. Placere, to please, to be pleasing, right? So of course the Placidus system was made with an intent to be pleasing to people, to sound positive, to sound optimistic, to literally be placere, to please. That's what it means. So that's it in the nutshell, the differences between these two. I'm sorry. I hope this helps you a lot going forward, and this is why I choose to use the systems that I do, just from these differences that I just showed you. So at bientôt, I'll chat to you soon. Ciao.